Since his introduction in September of 1987, the HokieBird has been bringing smiles to Hokie Nation. Where other colleges opt for a more intimidating mascot to represent their athletics, Virginia Tech took a more friendly approach, choosing a mascot that Hokies of all ages can be excited about meeting. Students especially have a very special relationship with the HokieBird.
I mean, the thing about the HokieBird is that everyone loves the HokieBird. There's like a cult of personality around the HokieBird. Just today I saw the HokieBird going down a golf cart somewhere around there, and it's always a really cool experience. Just everyone loves the HokieBird, and I think that's just a little bit different here at Virginia Tech than anywhere else.
I would say he's just really funny. Compared to all the other mascots, I feel like he's out and about more. I see him on campus more than I see some of my friends, so I think he's just out a lot.
I just think he's really cute. He's very friendly, very out there, always runs up to people, always is really funny. He'll shake his butt sometimes, that's really funny. He'll prank people sometimes.
But underneath the suit, someone brings the mascot to life.
I was the HokieBird for 4 years, from 2020 to 2024.
Stephanie Miller performed as the HokieBird, a role she cherishes dearly.
There's only one HokieBird. There's multiple schools that have a tiger. There's multiple schools that might have a ram or a wolf, but there's only one of him, and he's just so fun-loving and sweet, but also he has a little bit of cool to him as well.
Miller first became interested in the HokieBird while her sister attended Virginia Tech.
I always had a fascination with them and thought it was a professional, and then I found out it was just a college student. So I was just wait, if I go to Virginia Tech, I could do that? And then at freshman orientation, when we went around to a bunch of different things, I kept asking around booths and stuff, and I was just who do I get in contact to about it? Because it's a secret process.
Eventually, Miller got connected with the Virginia Tech Spirit Squad, where she would begin her journey to sporting the HokieBird's feathers. The process starts off similar to other job applications with a resume and cover letter submission. Once those are reviewed, candidates are brought in for an interview and eventually an in-suit trial. After earning her spot as HokieBird, Miller would make appearances at campus festivities, socials, and all sorts of sporting events, especially football games. Miller describes being the HokieBird for football games as both fun and heartwarming, and also a little bit sweaty.
The head coach, Josh, he'd have an itinerary for us for the day, and there's a set number of tailgates we need to go see, people that request us. We would do Hokie Walk, visit Hokie Village, March to Victory, and then there'd be a 30-minute break, and then you go back in the stadium for kickoff. And then the main appearances HokieBird needs to do at games are definitely the run out to Enter Sandman and We Ready, and then it's really fun because it's kind of you can do whatever you want until halftime. There's usually a photo opportunity, and we would usually go visit sometimes the student section and the cadets, and everybody sitting along the south end zone, and we just stay the whole game.
But football isn't the only thing Miller loved about being the HokieBird. During Virginia Tech women's basketball's Final Four run in 2023, Miller was able to join the team in Dallas, supporting them in suit.
It was still just the craziest thing because we got to do a commercial shoot with ESPN, and they had us staying in this crazy hotel, and I got to meet a lot of alumni and donors, and the game itself was just so much fun, and getting to experience our women's basketball team going for the first time. And then we also got to be on the same airplane with them on the flight back, which was really cool. I was a fangirl a little bit.
As fun as athletic events are, Miller also suited up for many other occasions, including weddings.
Sometimes when people find out that mascots go to weddings, they're wait, you did weddings? I'm yeah, a lot of people request HokieBird to come and get on the dance floor during their reception, and it's always the best time because most of the time it's a surprise. Either the bride and groom or whoever's getting married doesn't know the HokieBird's coming, or their guests don't know the HokieBird's coming, and that's always really fun.
While getting to be the HokieBird brings an endless amount of joys, there are some challenges that come with the job. There are many rules that must be followed, such as not talking in suit, always be moving around, and the biggest one, keeping the identity of the HokieBird a secret.
you always want to try to be bigger than you usually are. So think of whatever movement or pose you usually do, be bigger than that. And then you kind of just feel out the vibes depending on who you're hanging out with.
Additionally, there's the struggle of finding balance between being a mascot and being a student.
Sometimes you might have an appearance every day throughout the week, and then sometimes there won't be any at all. So with balancing school, especially my grad school year, that was a lot to handle.
But what Miller loves the most about being the HokieBird is just getting to see people's reactions to seeing the HokieBird and interacting with them in different ways.
One time I was in Gilbert Place at like a finals event for transfer students, and the HokieBird was there for like an hour just hanging out. And one of the organizers of the event tried to do like an interview with him, but he was not taking it seriously at all. He was writing like funny answers about like football, like student life and all that. It was just really funny.
The coolest thing about the HokieBird to me is I'm always like finding the HokieBird. I take a selfie with the HokieBird and I send it to my family. And my family gets a kick out of it, arguably as much of a kick out of it as I do.
My freshman year, I got to take a picture with him at a football game after we just won, which was kind of cool. And I still have it on my camera roll and I love it, so yeah.
Following her graduation, Miller was gifted a photo book containing all of the memories she helped Hokies make. Currently, she works as a 5th grade teacher in the Christiansburg area. She has also rejoined the Spirit Squad as a coach, instructing current students in the HokieBird role so that they can help carry the tradition the way she did. Reporting from Blacksburg, I'm Nick Oliva.
Hokies! Let's go! Hokies! Let's go! Hokies! Woo! Good job, buddy. Good job. Good job, Bird.